Right, before we start today's video, I'd like you to do me a favour. I'd like you to hit the subscribe button and also give me a thumbs up and also share this video, because the mainstream media are not covering this news story. It appears to be, well, I don't know, can I say the word hidden or whatever? So please, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and share it far and wide. If you hit the subscribe button, YouTube will push this video out and hopefully it will notify people about the true reality of owning an electric car. If you've watched my channel, you know I have a Porsche Taycan and I've documented my journey along the way with it over the last 4 years, showing the true reality of EV ownership. So please do hit that subscribe button and also please share it far and wide, because as I say, the mainstream media are not covering this news story. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, it's a very quick video, this one for you, and I'm going to put two videos at the end of this video, one of Geoff Buys Cars and one of MGUY Australia. Check out their videos about this news story and have a look at that, because I'm going to be very careful on what I say here, because if you say the wrong things about EV fires, then you end up getting silenced. So I'm not going to say too much. However, there has been a news story in the news where 2 firefighters are left for dead and more than a dozen others affected by fumes during a huge blaze at a community garage in Spain. Now, before we start, it's allegedly, I'm saying allegedly, been said that it is a Porsche Taycan that has set on fire. It allegedly had a crash and he drove it into the garage, it set on fire and subsequently set other cars on fire as well. And unfortunately, 2 firefighters have lost their lives. This is in Sir in English online here, and I'll just read you a few lines of it. But before we go into that, I've mentioned before on my channel that there's been recalls for my Porsche Taycan, where one of them actually said, don't park too close to buildings as it could set on fire. Here's a copy of the letter. Look, it says WRS0 workshop campaign checking high voltage battery cell modules and installing battery diagnostic software. Dear Mr. Davey, Porsche AG continuously monitors its vehicles on the market as part of its product monitoring. Cases have come to light in which a short circuit within the high voltage battery has occurred in vehicles of the Taycan type, subsequently causing the vehicle to catch fire. This situation can also increase the risk of injury or material damage if it occurs. What are we going to do? Well, your vehicle will receive optimized battery diagnostic software that will in future display abnormalities in the high voltage battery directly as a warning message in the vehicle. This software is expected to be available from the first quarter of 2025. Then they sent out another letter omitting that line, saying don't park too close to buildings. Unfortunately, I got it on camera before they retracted that letter and changed the wording for it. Additionally, until the inspection has been completed, we would advise you not to charge the vehicle undercover and or to ensure the vehicle is not parked adjacent to or under buildings. And now I've got recalls on my car for software updates to rectify a short circuit in the battery system. And what makes me rather annoyed is, when are we actually going to stand up to the governments and say, look, this EV nonsense is enough now, it's dangerous, and you know, it's now costing people their lives. So why don't we just go back to what we were doing, petrol cars, refine the petrol cars and make them more environmentally friendly. So as I say, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I've still got another recall from our battery, and there's letters going out now to Taycan owners saying that the software update that was to help rectify the short circuit in the battery now can't go ahead until the second quarter of 2025. This is the letter. We previously contacted selected Taycan owners to advise of a potential short circuit of the high voltage battery, the need for vehicle inspection and pending release of a software update relating to vehicles on board high voltage battery diagnostics. As the registered keeper of the above vehicle, we are contacting you to advise on a delay in the release of this software, and contrary to our original announcement, the software will no longer be available in the first quarter of 2025, with the optimized battery diagnostic software now expected to be available in the second half of 2025. And it was supposed to be the first quarter of 2025, so they've delayed that now. I'm not sure what a software update will do for a hardware issue, but I don't know anyway. But I'll read you a little bit of this, but please go ahead and have a look at the two videos on the end, one from Geoff Buys Cars and one from MGUY Australia. But it says here, investigators are probing whether the fire was sparked by an electric vehicle in a car park for residents in Alcorcon, which is in Spain. 2 firefighters died in Spain this Wednesday afternoon, 2nd of April, and 14 others were injured, one of them seriously and the rest slightly, while fighting a huge fire that broke out in a garage of a building in the Madrid region town of Alcorcon. And if I've not pronounced that right, I do apologise, and whose origin seems to be an electric car. All the injured firefighters were treated for inhalation of fumes at the scene by Summer 112 ambulance service, which, given the number of people affected, had to deploy an advanced medical post. One of them had to be intubated and transferred to GEOFF Hospital. Another resident of the area also required hospital care at Alcorcon Hospital. I'll put the news story to this in the description down below. But as I say, head over and look at Geoff's and also MGUY Australia's there. There's not a lot of, I've done a search for it, and there's only 2 news stories that I can find about this. It doesn't appear that the mainstream media are actually covering this. Why not? Why is this not on the mainstream news? Why is it not on the BBC? Why is it not on ITV or Sky, etc.? I had to really search to find anything on this, and it doesn't even say that it was a Taycan on here. So as I say, allegedly it was a Taycan. There is another news story on here called the layoff.com, I think it is. That's Geoff. There's another one on here where it actually says that it is a Taycan, but it's like they're hiding it all. It says here on this one, which is the layoff.com, it says EV fire in Spain, 2 firefighters dead, others injured. Porsche Taycan fire in Madrid garage, and then it says KI, and then they've put a little dash LS. 2 firefighters and injures others. The fires, one thing, the denial and cover-up of EV dangerous supply chain or another, basically, is a bigger thing. Honestly, it makes me wonder, am I actually driving a ticking time bomb? Why don't we just say no to electric cars now? And why don't the government just give up on it? It's obviously not the way to go. The amount of issues that we're actually having with electric cars, and now unfortunately 2 firefighters have lost their life down to an electric car. I mean, who knows? You know what? It'll probably end up being a diesel. It always is, and you know that. But there we go. Please watch the videos at the end of this. You'll see Geoff Buys Cars and MGUY. Have your say in the comment section down below, and tell me what you think about electric cars and what should happen now, because this really is not acceptable. People losing their lives, unfortunately, over EV fires. It's crazy. And it makes me think now, even my girlfriend's actually said she's not comfortable getting in my car with our children. But who knows? It might end up to be a diesel. Don't forget, head over, have a look at the 2 videos on the end, and do me a favour, hit the subscribe button, push this video out to everywhere, and follow me on my journey in my electric car. And I'll keep trying to bang the drum for sanity to prevail. But who knows? I don't think that's going to happen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.